going on, guys? Coming to you live from the garage of Speed. I know this is the week that I was supposed to be doing some Land Rover tear apart stuff with all the Land Rovers we have, but I know a lot of you guys wanted some Jeep content. So with the help of my little supervisor here, he doesn't do much, but he's a great supervisor, and my beautiful assistant, who's currently working on a different project, we will be doing head gaskets on this flipping thing. You guys want a Jeep content? Here you go. This beautiful green machine right here is a 2005 Jeep Liberty with the 3.7 in it. Don't worry, guys. It is trail rated. It has had some unfortunate thermostat issues in the past. I've fixed that, and then it decided it overheated again. So it probably needed head gaskets at the time, but she honestly drove it for quite a few months before it actually grenaded itself. Well, it didn't grenade, it just spewed coolant and overheated. So there's a couple of ways to deduce that. The cheapest way is to know that the coolant's been blown out of that thing about 4 times. The second cheapest way is to use one of these on the coolant reservoir. Another way is to get one of those CO2 tester suction things on the radiator, and if the yellow fluid, or if the blue fluid turns yellow, it's got a blown head gasket. But let me show you the even cheaper way. All right, first you're going to go ahead and get this awesome little funnel guy. By the way, this is cold. You stick this guy on here. Let me go ahead and we put some cool fluid, just water. I don't want to waste the coolant because I'm about to show you what I found. There's that, right? So, see there? Then you fire it up. Huh. Yeah. We start it up. And you see in here, yeah, that's a head gasket for sure. He's not supposed to do that. Definitely a head gasket. Okay, so obviously what that means is every combustion, it's leaking through and then it's coming through the coolant system and bubbling back up. If the cap was on, it'll eventually build up enough pressure and blow the coolant out of the cap, which I think was happening, but she got away with it because she didn't work far from home, so it never really got hot enough or expanded enough to push out enough coolant. So she made it pretty far. Anyway, she got bad head gaskets. But we are going to repair it. It doesn't make any rod knocks or any kind of noise in the bottom end or anything, so we'll probably get another couple thousand miles out of this, quite a few thousand miles out of this thing, as long as she keeps up on the oil changes and stuff. So let's get these heads off and replace these head gaskets. All right, before we get too far, the first thing we're going to do is set the engine at top dead center before we do anything, because when we pull it apart, we're going to have to put it back together, and putting it back together, it's going to have to be at TDC. So you don't want to be moving a lot of things around when you're trying to put it back together, you know, turning the crank and all that other stuff. So we're going to do that first. So this is a 05. This is a split year on the 3.7. It either has stamped steel valve covers or plastic valve covers. This is a 2005 with the plastic valve covers. So we ordered an engine kit head gasket set with head bolts. You got to buy head bolts because they are torque to yield. You have to use new head bolts. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing at top dead center, and then I'll pull all the crap off the top. That's pretty easy. Intake tube, battery, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll get back to it. Drain the coolant, yada, yada. All right, so we got all the monotonous stuff off. The belt, the intake tube, the intake box. I also got the AC compressor off, a couple of bolts, and you can literally just flip it over in this configuration. They got the alternator off, the upper radiator hose. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unplug all the coil packs all the way around, pull the intake manifold, any other of the wiring that's on top that I can physically get off to get it out of the way, and then exhaust manifolds. Those are going to suck. That is, I hate those things. I think anybody would. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all the coil packs and the intake manifold, and then we'll see how hard it is to pull those stupid manifolds. Next, we're going to use one of these little fuel line remover tool guys. Oh, that wasn't supposed to do that, but I'll go get that later. Yeah, put that in there. You push in on the rail, up on the plastic, and then off she goes. Doesn't make a whole lot of mess. Ta-da. Alright, so when we pulled one of these off, this O-ring wasn't on the bottom of that injector. When I pulled it out, you can see that it's chipped right there. You can see this piece was stuck in it. It's pretty dry rotted. This is actually really bad. Not really bad, but this is where you can get like a vacuum leak, is right here. And if you have too many of these O-rings that are damaged, you'll get funny readings on your fuel side. So that's kind of bad. So we are going to replace these O-rings when we clean these guys up. So, but that'll be putting it back together. All right, in order to get this throttle cable off, there's a little pinhole right here, a little lock guy, little lock. Unless you can get your fingers back there, and then it just slides right off. Once that guy's off, the one behind it just kind of shimmies out of there like that. And this one is a push forward. There we go. And throttle and the kickdown cable are both off. Now we can take all these 10s off and the manifold can come off. These are all studs, thank God. Kind of like me.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. Ta-da! Couple knock sensors. Gaskets. Got that one now. Perfect. Awesome. And next we want to go ahead and get rid of these heater core lines. So that we can get this harness out of the way. It's kind of pinched here, and we need them out of the way anyway. Boom. Those are out of the way. Now our wiring harness is out of the way. We can get these valve covers off. Or when we're ready to pull the valve covers off. Not quite yet. I'm going to do some other things first. Now I need to get rid of this whole front assembly. So we'll start with the water pump, the timing cover. We'll pull the power steering pump off. Power steering pump you get through these little holes right here with a socket. And you can get all those off so that you can let that hang. Yeah, anyway, we'll dig into this part next. Alright, and I'd like to let you guys know this view is sponsored by Carol and Antonio Posadas for getting me these cool glasses so I could use both of my hands. But we'll see how this goes, because these guys film in like 3/4 or 4/3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need it to be in like 16, 17, 8, 9. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll let you know. But these things are pretty rad, huh? I see the memes online about how this doesn't have enough torque to take anything off, and it's not a torque gun. For crying out loud, it's a ratchet. So,
Yeah, just to speed up your process.
Right, like
doing it.
Like, why would you? Why
Your
would?
hand don't got enough torque.
Right, and if it doesn't, you just break it free, and hit it. It's called a ratchet, not a torque wrench. For crying out loud. Jeez.
It's not a torque ratchet.
Right. Hey, Milwaukee, torque ratchet. To build one. I'm gonna talk about a knuckle banger. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. We're making a mess all over the floor. Oh, we dropped another one. But I'll tell you that this water pump looks pretty, well, and I'm dropping them all over the place, but water pump looks pretty good. So part A done. Now we just gotta get the rest of these things off. We do have to pull that, so that's gonna be fun. Let's see how we're gonna do that. All right, now that we got the water pump off, power steering stuff, the tensioner guy, my supervisor has since woke up. He's just staring at me. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this pulley off. This is a 21 millimeter, so we're gonna try to get this guy off. Oh, this is fun. Yeah, that's fun. All right. Yeah, so, excuse me. All right, so we just got to stop that guy. We'll put a big breaker bar in here and give her a cranker. All right, is this going to work? I don't know, but my supervisor over there is telling me that it won't. So we're about to find out. Nope, that ain't going to work. Okay, well, plan B. All right, so that's how you do it. You just use a really, really big crescent wrench and jam that sucker in there. And then, yeah, and that bolt is loose. Yeah, that's what this big guy is for. Sweet! I'm gonna pull this guy out of here. And out she comes. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Woo! All right, you need a 3-jaw puller guy. This is coming right off, by the way. It's coming right out. I don't know if you can see that, but come on, buddy. We're almost off. By the way, my supervisors are getting pretty aggravated here with me. My supervisor might need to go in a moment. But as you can see, we are off almost. Oh gosh. Yeah, he's about at it. He's been out here listening to Frank Sinatra because that's his favorite artist. But he's mad at me because I have to turn it off when we film. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ta-da! Sick. 1, 2. There's 4 bolts buried back here. Come on, buddy. And then this whole timing cover should be able to come off right about You know what's funny is that microfiber was here. So whoever changed the oil last decided to put that there so it didn't leave a bunch of marks. I don't know. This was here when I got here, so that's even funnier. But anyway,
this timing cover should be coming off right about now. All right, and last but not least, this big guy on top. And that's off, and yeah, there she goes, making a mess all over the floor. All right, so, oh, and I gotta get this hose off, which I knew that. Which is why it's off, but anyway. Come on. Advised, take that hose off first. All right, you can just take this side off the radiator, and this whole thing is out. Ta-da!
All right, so we've gotten this far, and when I told you to set it at top dead center in the beginning, it doesn't really matter because you're going to screw that up when you're trying to take the pulley and stuff off. So before we get to here, now we want to set it at top dead center, just so that we don't bounce any valves off pistons. Should be relatively easy at this point. We're going to pull the valve covers off and set it now. And then pull the cams and the timing chain and make sure we mark everything, make sure you got all your ducks in a row before you start pulling things apart. So let's pull some valve covers and see where we are.
All right, so we got the valve covers loose. Let's see what they look like in here. Hopefully everything is in here. Come here. Come on, let go. Okay, wiring harnesses on that one. Huh. They look surprisingly good, actually. Man. Even the cam lobes look good. Sweet! Alright, so let's get the other side off. Oh, come on. There we go. Again, this side looks pretty good. Even that cam looks pretty good. Alright, and once she's at top dead center, all the lines mark up, all the dots. This is straight up, that one's straight down. There's a mark straight down. This keyway is kind of off to the driver's side. We need to get these guides out. So the way you get this one out is you got to pull this guy with a 22 mil. Pull this plug out, and you can get to the bolt that's holding that one in. This one right here, I think, is a 40 Torx, a 40T. Same thing over here. You got to get this guy out with a 13. Pull this cap off. You can get the bolt out to get this tensioner out. You got to get this 13 out also because it's the bottom one. And all of this, all the guides will come out so that you can pull these guys, this is a 15 millimeter. This sprocket should fall off, and then the 10 mils can get the cams out, and we should be released. You won't have to worry about crashing any of those into any of the pistons because we are at TDC currently. So right now we're just going to get all the guides, sprockets, and then pull the cams.
All right, now that we got the cami boys out and the timing gears and everything off and the chains just down, I took the guides out and everything. Now the next thing we need to do is make sure that when you take these roller rockers out, that you make sure that you put them in the right spot on the board. Make sure when you take these guys out that you set them next to the right cam and these ones next to the left cam, and make sure that they stay in order. because that would really suck if you screw those guys up. So don't screw those guys up, and I will show you what I mean. So here we got the cami boys all laid out. All the rockers are where they're supposed to be, the cam caps, all that fun stuff. So this is how it goes back in the motor. Yes, this is a clean bench. Looks really dirty, but it's pretty clean. Now all we got left to do is yank these heads off. And in order to do that, last but not least, we got to take these exhaust manifolds off. Freaking yay. I believe they're all 12 millimeter. That side and that side, we'll just let them hang in there. We don't have to take them out. So you don't have to take any of the other exhaust out. We just take them off the head. And I don't think there's any studs. I'm pretty sure they're all like they're all bolts, I believe. So let's get in there and get those out.
All right, so we're in here doing these. And if I didn't have video evidence that all these manifold bolts just like very easily broke free, the engine gods are with me today, because I don't have never had a manifold bolt come out this nicely, and it's not stripped, it's literally coming out that nicely. So far all of them have, and I was gonna make sure they broke loose before I started filming, but man, I can almost get this one by hand. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. There it is. Yeah, all of them. So far, all of them have come out pretty easy. The only one we got left on this side is this guy, but I can't get it with that. Somewhere around here, there's a wrench. All right, so somebody might have been in here because there's no exhaust shield on this side. And so far, these guys have all been pretty easy too. The more I think about it, that head looks pretty clean for 220,000 miles. I wonder if this has been done before. Probably. I wonder if this is a stock motor. I don't know, but hey, it's got a blown head gasket at the moment, so that's what we're going to be doing. All right, I'll be back. All right, well, we got the right combination now. And out she comes. Yep, there she goes. She's off. All right, now all we got left to do is to take the head off. And there's 4 10 mils. There's that one, that one right there, and that one right there. And then these, I believe, are 17s. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and get these 10s off first, and then we'll pop the heads off. All right, whatever you do, don't drop these into the motor. Although they'll just come out right there. Ha! Call that guy. That guy. I'll just go over here and we'll pull this guy too. Oh, that guy. Nice. Now for the big boys. All right, I lied to you. They're 15s. So we're just gonna break them all loose right now. Wow. They're no joke, huh? Did I just break a socket? I know this is not. Oh, I did. Look at that. It's broken. Damn it. All right, well, we'll get another one. We got this old crappy torque wrench that I use now just for a breaker bar. This is not my good one. I don't know how this has a blown head gasket unless it's on the other side. Jeez. Come on, buddy. Uh-oh. It's probably over here. All right, we got everybody out. Now, for the moment of truth. I'm going to do this one first because this is the one I suspect has the issue. Whew, here we go. Lifting muscles, lift with the knees. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, somebody put something through here before? I don't know. Is that what that stuff is? I don't know. All right. Yank this guy off. Yeah, somebody's been in here because there's copper gasket on it. What do we see? I don't really see much on this one. It would be between here or between the surfaces here, like if we pulled this guy apart. But I don't see any evidence at the moment.
Oh, hey. So we got the other head off. This is the passenger side head. And as you can see, all around the combustion chambers are clean. All the way around. This was that driver head, the first one we pulled off. See how it's dark right here? And this is where the combustion was coming through this ring and going into the water jacket. So you can really see it's like almost starting to clean itself, like steam itself clean right here. So there's your culprit right there. So one last thing we're going to check before we take these off to the machine shop. We're going to flip these things back over. We're going to put the cams back in it. No rockers, no nothing. Put the cams back in it and just make sure that they spin freely. If they don't, your head is too warped to save because it's already warped the entire thing. And then if the cams don't spin, your head's done. So we're going to check that now. And then we're going to get these things off to the machine shop, hopefully, as long as they can't spin. All right, so we went ahead and put a little bit of assembly lube in these guys, threw the caps back on, and it does spin pretty freely. So we are going to take this guy back apart and send them off to the machine shop. And that's probably all we're going to do for right now. And then when they come back, we'll do a reinstall video. But yeah, that's how you get 3.7 heads off of a Jeep Liberty. Anything else has a 3.7. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back in a couple of days. Well, for you guys, it'll be next week. And we'll put the things back on. Thanks. Bye.